Hey everyone, welcome back to ACT Math Quick Hits, where you can make one small change and watch a video per day. It doesn't cost you any money, and it only costs you a little bit of time, and you're going to help improve your ACT score on your math section. So there's the rundown of the ACT, and let's get back into it for today. All right, so it tells us that it takes Colin 24 minutes to walk to school in the morning. What fraction of his 24-hour day is spent walking to school in the morning? Okay. So here's kind of how I would approach this problem is let's just say it took him an hour to walk to school, right? It doesn't, but if it took him an hour, well, then what fraction of his day would he spend walking to school in the morning? Well, he would be spending 1 hour of his 24-hour day. So what we need to know is, because it doesn't take him 1 hour to walk to school, we need to know, well, how long does it take him to walk to school in hours? They give it to us in minutes. We need to figure it out in hours. So we have to do a conversion here. So we have our 24 minutes. And if I want to convert that to hours, well, then I multiply that by 1 over 60 minutes in every hour. Remember, when you're doing a conversion, you want to multiply so that your variables cancel, meaning we need the variable to cancel in the denominator, and then we need the new variable we want in the numerator. So when we do this multiplication, my minutes cancel. Remember, when I multiply fractions, top times top, bottom times bottom, we get 24 over 60. Again, we can use a calculator to get this, but I'm just going to reduce this fraction. It looks like we get, 2/5 hours. Okay, so it takes them 2/5 of an hour. We could get that as a decimal because we have the calculator there for us. So, now we go back to what we kind of started with. Over here, I just made the assumption to try to make this problem a little bit easier. If it took them 1 hour, then it would be 1 over 24, which is actually one of the answer choices, but that's not right. Well, now we know it takes them 2/5 of an hour to get there. So really what I need to do is I need to do 2/5 divided by 24, which looks really messy. We can multiply by the reciprocal, but remember, we do have technology available to us. So let's just do this with the Desmos graphing calculator. And actually, I just found this out. That looks like the test 2 has it updated where they have that Desmos graphing calculator available to us. So what do we have? We had 2/5, which is 0.4. Nice. Desmos does that calculation for us. And then we're dividing it by 24. So it does give it to us as a decimal. So we need to go back in and then, just check our answer choices and see which one of those corresponds to that decimal. Again, we could, multiply by the reciprocal and get it as a fraction. But with the technology, it's just easier to go about this way. So, right, we can just check all those pieces. Well, it's not the first one. It's not A. There it is, right? There it is, B. There's our decimal approximation that's equal to that fraction, right? So 1 over 60. All right, so again, I know this stuff isn't the most exciting, and I know my videos aren't the most polished. However, your future self is going to thank you if you like and subscribe. That way we can continue to practice these ACT questions, learn how to use Desmos to our advantage, and learn a little math along the way. Thanks, everyone.